God says, "Beloved soul, there are moments in life when something begins to enter your path in a way that feels both unexpected and deeply aligned, as if it was always meant to find you but waited until the right moment to appear." These moments do not come with pressure or urgency. They come quietly, carrying a sense of meaning that you may not fully understand at first, but something within you recognizes that it matters. God says that what is meant for you often arrives after a period of growth, after moments where you have learned, changed, and become more aware of yourself. It is not that these moments appear when they do. They are connected to your journey, to the person you are becoming, and to the understanding you have developed along the way. Beloved soul, there may have been times when you felt like something important was still missing, as if you were waiting for a sign, an opportunity, or a moment that would bring clarity. You may have questioned whether what you were hoping for would ever arrive. Yet even in those moments, something was already moving toward you. God says that divine gifts are not always what you expect them to be. They may appear as opportunities, as new directions, or as realizations that change the way you see your life. What makes them meaningful is not how they look on the outside, but how they align with your path. Beloved soul, the message you are receiving is not about rushing or fearing that you might miss something. It is about becoming aware of what is already beginning to unfold. When you are present, you begin to notice the subtle ways in which your life is changing. God says that awareness is what allows you to receive what is meant for you. When you recognize the value of what is entering your life, you create space for it to grow and become something meaningful. Beloved soul, take a moment to reflect on your journey. Think about how you have grown, how your perspective has changed, and how your understanding has deepened. All of this has prepared you for what is now arriving. God says that what is coming into your life is not. It is connected to everything you have experienced, everything you have learned, and everything you have become. Beloved soul, you do not need to force anything to happen. What is meant for you will find its way to you in a way that feels natural and aligned. God says that as you allow yourself to be open, you will begin to see how things are coming together. Opportunities may appear, ideas may begin to form, and your path may start to feel clearer. Beloved soul, trust that you are exactly where you need to be. You are not behind, and you are not missing anything. Everything is unfolding in a way that supports your growth. God says that this moment is not. It is part of your journey, guiding you towards something that reflects your purpose and your potential. Beloved soul, allow yourself to receive this moment with a calm and open heart. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to be present and aware. God says, beloved soul, there comes a moment in your journey when what was once unseen begins to reveal itself in a way that feels both gentle and meaningful, not as something sudden or overwhelming, but as a quiet unfolding that allows you to understand it step by step. You may not immediately recognize it for what it is, because divine gifts rarely arrive in a form that demands attention. Instead, they appear through small changes, subtle opportunities, and moments that begin to feel different from before. God says that recognition is not about searching harder or trying to force clarity. It is about becoming aware of what feels aligned with your growth. When something is meant for you, it does not create confusion or pressure. It brings a sense of calm, a feeling that you are moving in the right direction even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Beloved soul, there may have been times when you overlooked what was already present in your life, thinking that what you were waiting for had not yet arrived. Yet now, as you begin to slow down and observe more carefully, you may start to notice that something is already taking shape. It may appear as a new idea, a new opportunity, or a shift in the way you see your path. God says that divine gifts often come disguised as simple moments. They may not seem significant at first, but as they continue to unfold, you begin to see how they connect to something larger. This is why patience and awareness are so important. When you allow things to develop naturally, their meaning becomes clearer. Beloved soul, you may begin to feel a subtle change within yourself. A sense of openness, a willingness to explore new possibilities, and a quiet confidence that was not there before. These feelings are not. They are signs that you are beginning to align with what is coming into your life. God says that alignment is what allows you to receive fully. It is not about doing more or trying harder. It is about being present, being aware, and allowing yourself to move with the flow of your journey. Beloved soul, take a moment to notice what is changing around you. Pay attention to the small details, the moments that feel meaningful, and the experiences that seem to carry a deeper sense of purpose. These are often the first signs that something important is unfolding. God says that your journey has been preparing you for this moment. The challenges you faced, the lessons you learned, and the growth you experienced have all brought you to a place where you are ready to recognize what is meant for you. Beloved soul, trust that what is arriving in your life is not. It is part of a larger process that is guiding you towards something that reflects your potential and your purpose. God says that as you continue to move forward, you will begin to see more clearly how everything is coming together. What once felt uncertain will begin to feel aligned, and what once felt distant will begin to feel closer. Beloved soul, you do not need to rush this process. What is meant for you will continue to unfold in a way that feels natural and balanced. God says that your role is simply to remain open, to stay aware, and to allow yourself to receive without doubt. When you do this, you create space for something meaningful to grow. Beloved soul, trust that you are exactly where you need to be. The path you are walking is leading you towards something that will bring clarity, growth, and new possibilities into your life. God says, beloved soul, there comes a moment in your journey when what you once sensed quietly within begins to take form in your outer reality, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a way that feels natural, steady, and deeply aligned with who you are becoming. What once felt like a possibility now begins to feel real, as if something that was always meant for you is finally finding its place in your life. God says that this stage is where understanding deepens. The small signs you once noticed begin to connect, the subtle changes you once felt begin to make sense, and the path that once seemed unclear starts to reveal itself with more clarity. This unfolding does not happen all at once. It happens step by step, allowing you to fully experience and understand it. Beloved soul, you may begin to notice that opportunities appear in ways that feel effortless. Situations begin to align, conversations begin to carry more meaning, and your thoughts begin to guide you toward certain directions that feel right. These moments are not. They are part of the way your journey is unfolding. God says that when something is meant for you, it does not create chaos. It creates a sense of flow. Even if there are challenges along the way, there is an underlying feeling that you are moving in the right direction. Beloved soul, as this gift begins to take form, you may also notice a change within yourself. You feel more confident, more aware, and more connected to your path. You are no longer questioning everything in the same way. Instead, you begin to trust what you feel. God says that trust is what allows this unfolding to continue. When you trust your path, you allow things to develop naturally without resistance. Beloved soul, there may have been a time when you tried to control every outcome, when you felt the need to understand everything before taking a step forward. Yet now, you begin to see that clarity comes through movement, through experience, and through allowing yourself to follow what feels aligned. God says that this is the difference between searching and receiving. When you are searching, you are trying to find something that feels distant. When you are receiving, you are allowing something that is already close to come into your awareness. Beloved soul, take a moment to reflect on what is beginning to take shape in your life. Notice the patterns, the opportunities, and the feelings that seem to guide you. These are all part of the unfolding. God says that your journey has been leading you to this moment. Every experience, every lesson, and every challenge has prepared you to recognize and receive what is now appearing. Beloved soul, you are not the same person you were before. You have grown, you have learned, and you have become more aware. This awareness is what allows you to experience this gift in a deeper way. God says that as you continue to move forward, this unfolding will become clearer. What once felt uncertain will begin to feel aligned, and what once felt distant will begin to feel present. Beloved soul, trust that everything is happening at the right time. You do not need to rush or force anything. What is meant for you will continue to reveal itself in a way that feels natural. God says that you are exactly where you need to be. The gift that is entering your life is not. It is part of your journey, reflecting your growth and your readiness to receive. God says, beloved soul, there comes a moment in your journey when everything that has been quietly unfolding begins to settle into a deep sense of understanding within you, not because every detail has been revealed, but because you begin to feel aligned with what is happening in your life. This is the moment when you move from noticing the gift to fully receiving it, allowing it to become part of your reality in a meaningful and lasting way. God says that receiving is not just about what comes into your life. It is about how you allow it to exist within you. When you receive something with openness and awareness, it becomes more than just an experience. It becomes something that shapes your path, something that adds depth and meaning to your journey. Beloved soul, you may begin to notice that what once felt uncertain now feels natural. The changes that once seemed subtle now feel clear, and the direction you are moving in begins to make sense. This clarity does not come from forcing answers, but from allowing yourself to experience what is unfolding. God says that this is where transformation becomes real. It is not in the moment the gift arrives, but in the moment you understand it. When you see how it connects to your journey, how it reflects your growth, and how it aligns with your path, you begin to feel a sense of peace. Beloved soul, take a moment to reflect on how far you have come. The challenges you have faced, the lessons you have learned, and the growth you have experienced have all prepared you for this moment. Nothing has been wasted. God says that this blessing is not. It is connected to everything that has led you here. It is a reflection of your readiness to step into something new. Beloved soul, as you continue moving forward, you may begin to feel a deeper sense of trust within yourself. You trust your path, your decisions, and your ability to navigate what comes next. This trust allows you to move forward with confidence. God says that when you trust, you allow your life to unfold in a way that feels natural. You are no longer trying to control every detail. Instead, you are allowing things to align in their own time. Beloved soul, this does not mean that everything will always be perfect or without challenge. It means that you are now able to experience both ease and challenge with a sense of balance. God says that this is the true purpose of what you are receiving. It is not just about what enters your life, but about how it helps you grow, understand, and move forward with awareness. Beloved soul, you are not missing anything. You are not behind. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should, guiding you toward a path that reflects your growth and your potential. God says that this moment is not an ending, but a beginning. A beginning where you move forward with clarity, with trust, and with a deeper understanding of yourself. Beloved soul, allow yourself to fully receive what is here. Do not question it or hold back from it. Trust that it is part of your journey. God says that as you continue moving forward, you will begin to see how this gift shapes your life in ways that feel meaningful and aligned. Beloved soul, everything you have experienced has led you to this moment. And everything that is coming will continue to guide you forward. If this message touched your heart, type Amen in the comments and share this message with someone who is ready to receive their blessings.